it's the people, it's being real. It's, you know, I love that we say, I'm sorry. I love Canada. I think we're good people. We come together for the big events. We support each other. I get the best example, you know, I can ever speak about that relates to sport and being Canadian was at the 2010 Olympics. And I remember going to meet my husband one night for dinner. So I was sneaking out of the Olympic Village. I wasn't sneaking, but I was going to go have dinner with him, quiet, private dinner. So I called a taxi cab at the front gates. And I got into this taxi, and this young man had, well, he had a Canada blanket across the front seat. He had a Canada blanket across the back seat. He had little Canada flags stuck all over. He had a Canada toque on, and he had Canada mitts on in this cab. And of course, I killing myself laughing when I get in, and I'm like, you might be a little bit of a Canadian fan, are you? He goes, oh, I am. He says, this Olympics has been amazing. And so we get chatting about the Olympics, and then I think it suddenly clicks. He goes, are you an athlete? And I said, I am. I'm on the women's curling team. He goes, oh. So then he starts to ask, and he's driving, and I'm worried he's not even paying attention. He asks, what was the opening ceremonies like, and what's it like to play in front of your country? And he was so thrilled and so excited. And then I said, where are you from? Because you could tell he had a pretty strong accent. He said, I'm from New Delhi. And I said, how long have you been in the country? And he said, 6 years. So we finally get to the restaurant, and I get out, and I said, hey, thank you so much for being a Canadian fan. And he turned to me with tears in his eyes, and he said, you know, he said, I never knew the value of sport. He said, I come from a country that we didn't focus on sport, and I didn't focus on sport in my life. And he said, and I've only been in this country for 6 years, but he said, this is the first time I've felt part of it. Because he said, I went downtown the other day, and I stood shoulder to shoulder in front of TVs, and we cheered on our country together. And nobody cared where I was from, and he said, I finally felt Canadian. So he said, I want to thank you for making me part of this country. And I always look back to that story and think, people ask me, what do you mean that sport unifies? What do you mean? Well, that's what it is. It makes us all feel part. We cheer together, we cheer on our teams together, and we become part of a bigger team. And so, you know, I think that to me is Canadian. That's what it's about. Oh, it's just Alberta. It's the mountains and the people and I mean, I've been there all my life. It has to always be the people for me. I think we're resilient, Alberta, Calgary, the floods, what we've gone through in oil and gas. I'm so proud of the province I come from. The people that are there, they believe in that province, and most of them, once you're there, you never leave because, you know, you want to see it through. And I'm on the board for Tourism Calgary because I believe in the city, and I want to see it thrive. And we've gone through tough times. I mean, all cities do, but I see such a resilience in Albertans and in people from Calgary, and I'm always going to be proud to be part of it.